Welcome back to my channel. So many of you guys have been saying you kind of wanted a more clean, fresh video from me where maybe I'm not wearing a ton of makeup, and I'm actually trying behind the scenes a few different makeup pieces that I'm excited to review for you closer to the end of the month. And I know what you're thinking, Nichole, but you're on a limited no-buy. The word limited's in there for a reason, because this month there are a few things that I can tell you I have purchased to try that are still on a budget. They're not breaking the bank, but that is to come in a future video. So today I'm very fresh-faced with some lighter pieces of foundation and powders that I'll get into in a different video. But this one is a little bit more fun. This is like a relaxed, get a drink, get a tea, get a wine. Let's just talk about some makeup that we don't want because we are still on a limited no-buy. And these are some things that may be a little unpopular opinions here on YouTube. There is a culture that we've just created of just like, oh my gosh, I need this. And that's kind of what I started my no buy around, or my limited buy around, because it is so easy to get too itchy for things, and then you get itchy for everything. And then there's so many things that you're like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna keep up? The good news is you don't have to. And this anti-haul will hopefully help you with your mindset of, I don't have to buy everything. I can buy some things, but not everything. So let's jump into this. Like I said, there are some definite things this month that I will be purchasing, but let's talk about the things that I will currently not be purchasing. I say currently because what if in the future I end up buying it? That happened to me before with the Jaclyn Hill palette. Technically I got it as a gift, but you know what I'm saying. All right, this is gonna be totally unpopular opinion on YouTube, and that's okay. If you want this or any of these things I'm about to mention, I get it, sister. You do what makes you feel your best. This is just something that, because I'm one, on a limited no buy, and two, this product doesn't really speak to how I like to do makeup, I can happily say I can free myself of the desires of it. And it is the new Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. There was so much hype when we found out he was going to be putting out a new palette, and well deserved, because I do have one Jeffree Star palette in my collection. It's the Thirsty palette. Hold on, I'll get it to show you. This is the palette that spoke to me, that as soon as it restocked, I went and got it. I mean, by went and got it, I mean I was literally in the car, pulled into a parking lot because my phone notification went off because I forgot about it, and I pulled over and purchased this online. It's that dramatic. I was so excited when this was being restocked. This is the Thirsty palette, because these are clearly colors, if you are familiar with my channel, that really speak to me. I love good warm shades, but I also love pops of color, and these glitters I've kind of swatched in previous videos to show you are amazing. I'm very, very pleased with this palette, but I have this palette and so many others that I don't feel like I need to just add an expensive palette to my collection just because it just dropped. Doesn't mean in the future, if one day I decide I need it, that I will get it. I absolutely could do that. Doesn't mean I won't do that. But in this moment, I have this palette that I really enjoy. Now granted, it's not a bunch of blues, but it does have a few blues in it, as you can see. And I do have some other palettes that have some fantastic blues and shimmer shades and a few other variety pieces that I could use. And I don't want to just throw 50 something bucks out the window on it. And now, don't get me wrong though, it is stunning, it is pretty. It has some teals, some blues, some nude skin colors in there. I mean, it's got a lot going for it, and it is stunning looking, and I'm gonna really enjoy seeing other people play with this online and get a better idea if I would want it maybe down the road in the future, but for me, I think it'd be in the distant future. Because honestly, the regular Blood Sugar palette would speak to me more just because I like more red, warm tones, and this one's definitely a blue-toned, cool-toned palette. Again, this may be just totally unpopular opinion, and that's okay. I think it's beautiful, but I don't need it, so I'm gonna pass right now. So weird seeing myself with like hardly any makeup on, or what feels like hardly any makeup on compared to what I usually do. Natasha, Miss Denona, you put out some stunning palettes. Not gonna lie, you've tempted me on more than one occasion, but I have to tell you, your latest and greatest neutrals palette just isn't doing it for me. It's not giving me the makeup vapors. I'm not falling in love. I actually did a poll on my Instagram, and if you don't follow me here, here is my handle, and my link is always down below in all my videos. I think it's beautiful, but I did do a poll on my Instagram account, and most of you said this one was just not speaking to you. You were definitely going to pass on this. Maybe it's because of the high dollar price tag, because we all know Natasha Denona is an expensive date. She is not a cheap date at all. $129 for neutrals. And don't get me wrong, neutrals are the staple to so many things in my collection and what I use on my face. But in my collection, I have lots of neutrals already that I enjoy, that are stunning, that don't cost me $129. $129. What could we all spend as grown-ups on $129? A lot of things. Car payments, mortgages, groceries, kid crap. I mean, there's plenty of things out there that you need in life. I get it. I have other things. Yes, maybe they're not the same, obviously the same formula as Natasha, but ColourPop, she's a good girl. I like her, and she has something coming up later this week while I'm filming this that makes me go, you're making me on my limited buy something. Other people in the comments of this palette are saying it's either really boring them or they love neutrals. I mean, it's totally personal preference, as is so much with makeup, but this is something I am going to absolutely pass on. It doesn't even tempt me. And there have been Natasha Denona palettes that just make me go, would Adam kill me if I bought a $130 palette? No, he wouldn't be mad, but he would be like, questioning some of my sanity. The other thing that's on my no buy is also something brand new from Jeffree Star, and it's his Liquid Frost highlighters. Now, I've heard amazing, amazing things about those. If you have oily skin, let me know in the comments below if you have tried it before and if it works well for your skin, because I am curious. But I'm curious about a lot of things in makeup. And $25 for a liquid highlighter just doesn't make sense in my beauty space. Mostly because I don't like liquid highlighters. I'm about to gift away some of my other liquid highlighters that I just have in my collection that I don't use because it's not my jam, it's not what I go with. I'm a very powder-based makeup individual, so it does not make any sense for me to even like contemplate something like this, although his bags and merch are pretty. I still don't think that that's going to be anything I invest in. Again, I'm probably the minority on YouTube with that, and that's okay. Different strokes, different folks. Now this one's going to be hard for some people to pass up. Some of you I think have already told me that you are ordering it or have ordered it, and you do you, sister. This will look gorgeous on you. I can't justify it for myself, and it doesn't really tempt me personally, so that's the only reason it's on my anti-haul. And this is the brand new Naked Reloaded palette. It's technically the Reloaded palette, so it's kind of inspired slash copy of the old, now the new. And I've heard amazing things about it. Will not lie to you. I've heard the best things about this palette. I did gift away the Naked 3 palette that I had here in my collection simply because I did not reach for it anymore, and I had someone in my life who really was starting a new makeup collection, and I wanted to share. Sharing is caring in the makeup community, and it is so appreciated, I have learned. So I'm happy to give away the things that I just don't use. And this palette, even though it is super duper pretty, and I've talked about it before, I'm pretty sure because a lot of people were comparing it, I think, to the Anastasia Sultry palette. I think it's beautiful, and I like that they were really smart with the pan sizes because the pans that they know people would use more are wider and bigger, so you get more product because they know you'll hit pan faster. It makes total sense, and I appreciate that. That's good thinking. For $44, I know that that would just kind of sit in my collection, and I have so many great neutrals that I love. And these pops of coral I mentioned recently in another video that I have a ton of single shadows from my ColourPop. I'm also going through a lot of my Super Shock shadows that I'm wearing today that kind of give just a subtle pink fun look. So as beautiful as I think this is, and I know this has got great reviews, I don't need it in my collection. And I also know that I do need slash want something that I'm getting later this week from ColourPop. And it's inexpensive, so I could save these $44 and put it towards something else and save money. That's just where my head is at with my current beauty space and what I want to bring into it. But I know some of you love it, so I can't wait to hear from you guys how much you love it once you get it. All right, the Too Faced Better Than Sex eyeliner is something that I've seen perusing on Trend Mood's account, and it's like an extension on the Better Than Sex family because they have the mascara. Now they have the eyeliner. I was fudging with that mascara this morning and getting frustrated with it. In my Shop My Stash, it is in my Shop My Stash. So I'm just trying to figure out would I even want that? And my first instinct is to say no, based on the fact that I don't love its sister product. You know what I mean? And I have some other really amazing liquid liners that are not crazy expensive, because I'm assuming if it is in the Better Than Sex line family Too Faced arena, it's not gonna be drugstore prices. And I have some amazing liquid liners that I've either gotten from Wet n Wild or my Ipsy or my BoxyCharm that I already have that didn't break the bank. So that's kind of where my headspace is at with that. I mean, it could be really cool and it could be the next amazing thing on YouTube. I'll just be late to the boat finding out because I'm not buying it. Sigma. I feel like I have not heard the name Sigma on YouTube in a while. Maybe it's because I live under a rock. Totally possible. But the Sigma Beauty Bird eyeshadow palette collab is what they're calling a dream palette, and it looks really pretty. It's the Dream Palette with Marble and Rose Gold design, Sigma and Beauty Bird. 18 new shades, 2 highlight shades, foils, mattes, and shimmers. Oh my. I feel like I have this sort of, or at least some pieces of it throughout my collection. So even though I'm kind of like intrigued by being like, oh, Sigma, where you been? I haven't heard your name in a while. I still kind of look at that and go, cohesive look of this doesn't really speak to me, and I don't really have an understanding of why, because I enjoy purples. I've been wanting some more greens, but I do have some of those brown and mauve shades already. I don't know what it is about this. It just is not speaking to me. Oh, and it's also going to be, you know, $50. So at that point, you know, it's kind of like, I'm doing really well in this limited buy. I'm going to call it my limited buy right now because I am getting a few little pieces here and there that I'm excited to talk to you guys about later this month. So tell me what your thoughts are. Are you doing anything as far as like your anti-haul mentality? Because there are things that are coming out that a lot of us have talked about that we really want, and I'm getting excited for like the spring lineup of makeup, but I'm also really enjoying using what I have in my collection. I was so happy today with this very small basic eye look I did with I think 3 Super Shock shadows. Now I don't know if they're coming across really well here on camera, especially with all the lights. It may just be washing it out, but in person it's just a fun pop of pink. It's got some nice shimmer on the lid, and I've really been enjoying rediscovering what I have. So it's not hard for me to do an anti-haul right now, and I feel like it's always hard for me to do an anti-haul because I'm trying to talk myself out of other things because I forget to enjoy what I have. And right now I'm really enjoying it, especially when I don't feel bad after being on a limited no buy for a while. And then when I do pick up a few pieces, they're like special and I can't wait to use them and tell you more about them. So stay tuned for later in the month when I give you a little bit more in-depth video on what I'm wearing today and how my Shop My Stash is going. But if you are new to my channel and you enjoy some fun, weird, unique videos, I hope you hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends!